Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Looks like we had a little bit of a technical difficulty just before. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Midday Market Show. We are live, and thank you, Mike, for the cowbell. It is pretty freaking loud. Awesome gift. Thank you, Mike. So, a lot of stuff going on today, tremendous amount of news. Markets are rebounding. Let's take a look at it before I get into everything. Obviously, if you read the title, you may have seen my post on X before. I may have some thoughts about SpaceX. SoFi has some huge news that I've been begging for a long time. And a lot of things are starting to come back. CrowdStrike is up. Apple, pretty much flat. AMD is up. CoreWeave is up. Energy Transfer pretty much flat. Enbridge up a little bit. Alphabet down, but it's rebounding almost 300. Hood's down a little bit. Meta coming back. Microsoft's up over $1. Nebius making a move. Hollis, what's going on? Yeah, we'll try to figure something out. That's a great idea. ServiceNow still hanging out over 100. NVIDIA was down quite a bit this morning, making a comeback. Oracle, got a lot of things to say about Oracle today. I think that this is not going to be the first company that pulls this off. SoFi is not up on what I can consider tremendous news, potentially the biggest news we've gotten out of SoFi in a very long time. Tesla's down. Exxon's down, which is surprising because oil is spiking. Zeta's up just a little bit. So, all right. Last night, let's just get the Trump stuff over with really quickly. Last night didn't give us confidence. Amit and I streamed it. Said that the potential to attack Iran pretty hard. Then today, market sold off. Dow was down over 600 points. And then at 10:30 this morning, Iran announced they're drafting a protocol to monitor transit through the Strait of Hormuz. And in less than 2 hours, saw a significant rebound. So we're trying to climb into positive. Who knows if we're going to get there, but the situation is significantly better in the market. Now, if we take President Trump at his word, next several weeks will be out. Who knows? I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you. I really don't. So I don't want to spend too much time on that. I want to focus on the markets. So big news out of private equity. Blue Owl investors are seeking to pull $5.4 billion from two of its private credit funds, and they're reversing course and limit redemptions to 5% as outflows accelerate. This could have big implications on private credit. So this is a headline that just came out not too long ago. Let's look at commodities. Wow. All right. Crude is back over 110, everyone. Brent, that's weird. Crude normally, so crude is WTI, that normally does not surpass Brent. The fact that it just flipped like that is incredible. I think I'm going to text Matt and see what he thinks about that. I actually don't remember the last time I've seen this happen. WTI is absolutely spiking. And no bueno heading into earnings. We got to get this down. Then, we may be working from home today. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Ooh, okay. We got what looks like, it's not. Okay. So SpaceX. I had an opportunity to purchase shares. I didn't. Nobody could tell me the valuation. And I was in a group of people. They were selling at $275 a share, I believe. And I asked questions. My questions did not get answered. And it was just, we believe in Elon. We have a block of shares from an investment firm. Do you want any? There was a minimum investment, which was your normal accredited investor minimum. And I decided to say no, because nobody could answer my questions. Now, they did say if SpaceX did not go public this year, there would be a 2% annualized holding fee. And if they go public, 15% gets taken. Now, I put out a very long post today on X. I'm not going to read it to everybody, but I'm going to give you my raw thoughts as I always do. I think this is ridiculous. I think this gives the Bears exactly what they want. I think that this sets up bubble talk, and it's not good. It's not good at all. Promise that I won't be emotional. I don't get emotional. I don't know what you mean by getting emotional. I don't get emotional. I call it how it is. I call balls and strikes. Okay? I call balls and strikes. And the reality of this situation is SpaceX is being valued as one of the largest companies in the world, $1.75 trillion. I got a problem with this. The reason I have a problem with this, I'm not an Elon hater. Okay, so let's get that very clear. Elon is one of the greatest entrepreneurs in history, arguably the greatest in our lifetime. He has done things people thought were impossible, that people thought were crazy. At some point, we have to call a spade and say $1 of revenue is $1 of revenue. A 10% growth rate is a 10% growth rate. It's being reported that SpaceX generated between 15 and 16 billion in revenue for 2025. And they want a 1.75 trillion valuation. I think this is because they know retail is going to snatch up shares. I think that they know that the Elon cult, and I'm not against Elon, I want everybody to make money, okay? I think they know that retail is going to buy the crap out of this, and they're going to hold it, and that's going to form an additional layer of liquidity, and they're going to vote how Elon wants them to vote. That's the other thing. I think that offering 30% of this is exactly so Elon increases his support with voting rights. 1, 2, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole with the other stuff, but look, these are the numbers. Meta, call it 1.5 trillion, depending on where it is today. I know it's down, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm an optimist. Okay. 1.5 trillion market cap. They do 190 billion in revenue. They do over 100 billion in EBITDA and cash from operations. Now, the S1 is not public yet for SpaceX. If you assign a 50% margin, that means that they did 7.5 to 8 billion of EBITDA off of their 25 billion, or I'm sorry, 15 to 16 billion of revenue. That doesn't make sense. So you're telling me that SpaceX has to have every single little thing go right, grow their revenue by 11x, grow their EBITDA by 11x, and they're still not going to produce as much revenue and EBITDA as Meta, yet they want a higher valuation? Get out of here. I am glad that I did not freaking get shares, okay? And I say that now because there was a 6-month lockup period. I do not think this, if they do go public at $1.75 trillion, what the hell are the chances that they maintain this? I mean, I honestly want to know in the chat, do you think I'm crazy? Do you think that this makes sense? Are we green? We're officially green, everybody. The Dow is not. The Dow is down 51, but the S&P is up $2 or 2.3 points, and the Nasdaq's up 153, $1.53, 1.53, whatever you want to say. So I guess we can say we're officially green. Pretty awesome. And Hollis is right. We could be anywhere. We could be anywhere in 10 minutes, an hour, end of day. We'll check back in a little bit. But the reality is, this is one of the greatest cash generating businesses with Meta. And I don't understand how people are pricing these IPOs. And I think Morgan Stanley's doing the underwriting. Where do they get off saying, this makes sense, 1.75 trillion? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. And the worst part about this could pump. This doesn't have to go down. This could pump when it goes public. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that are getting bullish on SpaceX. Look, there's a lot of things that they have going for them. Huge government moat with NASA, Air Force, Space Force. You have the potential for Golden Dome missile defense contracts. You got XAI. There's a lot of things that can go right. But the numbers just don't make sense. At some point, you have to think to yourself, what else can I invest in? And is SpaceX going to grow revenue at 100% year over year for the next several years? I mean, there's so much forward growth priced into this. I'm really worried that a lot of people are going to get hurt on this. I really am. I really am. I don't know. At what point do we say the math has to math? I mean, does SpaceX have the potential to become the largest company in the world and the most important? Maybe. Not going to say no. I don't know that anybody else is going to be able to colonize Mars. But at the same time, is it even going to happen? We don't know. I'm sure Chells is happy because Rocket Lab is doing good today. I mean, look, if anything, this is incredible for Rocket Lab because you're going to get everybody looking at SpaceX and looking at that valuation and looking at Rocket Lab, being like, man, maybe I should go buy some Rocket Lab. So I think that the biggest winners right now, Rocket Lab shareholders. I really think that they're the biggest winners. I think that if this if SpaceX goes to $4, I'll definitely become a buyer of the stock. Oh, that's amazing. I love that, Charles. Hilarious. So the difference between my opinion, SpaceX and OpenAI or Anthropic, I'd be way more comfortable, and I don't even know the numbers from Anthropic or OpenAI, okay? If all three of them were IPOing at 1.75 trillion and I didn't know the numbers, SpaceX would be the last one I buy. I would be buying Anthropic or OpenAI before SpaceX because the runway for AI does not depend on something in space going correct. Just saying. Look, I happen to like Ethereum long term. I happen to like BMNR long term. I don't call tops. I don't call bottoms. I just continually buy. And if crypto is going to work, Ethereum is going to be very well adopted. Stablecoin adoption really takes off. Ethereum will do well. It could be bad. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not saying I'm fine with Rocket Lab valuation. I'm not a shareholder of Rocket Lab. I've never bought Rocket Lab. I've never owned it. Okay. Do I think that Rocket Lab's valuation is high? Yeah. Is it stretched? Yes. All I'm saying is that this is bullish Rocket Lab right now. So, all right, let's move on to SoFi news. And I put a post out about this today. Let's gear it up. I'm wondering if the man himself is going to respond. Maybe he'll respond privately. We'll see. It's happening. I think Anthony Noto wanted to get me to stop complaining. In all seriousness, this is a huge step forward. Congrats to the SoFi team. If this is getting announced now, I can't wait for earnings so we see what is discussed. So this is in response to SoFi. Today, we announced the launch. Oh, look at this, Bon Jovi. This must be the entire Mick crew. Thank you so much, everybody. I truly appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. So, SoFi, today we announced the launch of SoFi Big Business Banking, regulated infrastructure that gives enterprises the power to hold deposits, move money across fiat and digital assets, and settle transactions 24/7 instantly. Anthony Noto had something to say. To be competitive, businesses today must operate in a global, always on environment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, while legacy banks typically still operate 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. The future of enterprise finance starts here. I'm excited. This almost got me to buy more SoFi. I've been complaining, I've been screaming, I've been kicking, I've been saying it all the time on the Friday show. I've been saying it to Tanner. Business banking has been part of my investment thesis. It's been one of the products that I've been begging for. I am so excited about business banking for SoFi. This puts SoFi in such a position of strength now. If I had to roadmap it out, and I have no knowledge about what's happening, okay, I would say the next step is 401k administration and wealth management because it fits into business banking so well. Business banking is basically a runway for so many other things. If you have your bank account, your corporate bank account with SoFi, and you're dealing with the bankers all the time, and then SoFi can give them a better rate on wealth management. SoFi can give them a better rate on holding their 401k plans there. And SoFi has ETFs, mutual funds, SoFi branded and operated. So in the plan administration, they can very easily give them a little bit of a better rate on the admin fee, throw that in there. And then when the plan participants select that SoFi mutual fund, not only are they getting the VIG on, notice the word I used, if you're an OG, you're going to know what I just said, but the expenses that they're going to collect from those mutual funds and ETFs is going to add up. And then you get the plan administration fee from holding the assets. Everybody has to pay it. I hate that fee. I hate it. It adds up every quarter. It's very small, but it adds up and I'm cheap. They get to double dip in the best way. So business banking, I applaud it. Thank you, Anthony Noto. Thank you, SoFi. This is incredible for business banking for SoFi shareholders. I think that this is going to help financial services expand a tremendous amount. And Q1's coming up right around the corner. I think it's the 28th that SoFi's reporting or something like that. We are going to freaking get news supposedly on the RFPs for the tech platform. I was talking about last night with Tanner. To me, the tech platform unlocks multiple expansion. It unlocks value. And it doesn't just allow SoFi to, let me explain exactly what they've done for some of you that may not have followed the channel of Tanner or Tevez or anybody that really covered SoFi for a long time. First, they acquired Galileo. Then they acquired Technesis in an all-stock deal. They basically merged the two together, and they own the entire back end for the Cybercore platform. So they're on a cyberbank platform that allows them to not be a customer of a vendor. They're their own vendor. They architect, they roadmap, they deploy at their own speed. Whatever they want is what they get next. They're not waiting for a product roadmap from developers from a company that they have no control over. Now, this is huge for them because it's allowed them to pivot. It's allowed them to deploy at their speed. They're saving $60 to $80 million a year in synergies from doing this. The biggest thing now is winning RFPs that they have said that they've been in. So by winning RFPs, that will allow them to power their competitors with their banking platform. So not only do they own their infrastructure stack, not only do they generate the cost synergies, they're also going to generate incremental revenue with annualized increases from their competitors. That's huge. That's a game changer for SoFi. That's a game changer for anybody in the banking industry because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else. So I got to tell you, SoFi, I think today was an incredible feat, incredible news with the business banking. I am so excited about it. And I think that we're going to get some good news on the RFPs for banking platform. And we'll see what happens. I'd like wealth management next. Maybe I should kick and scream a lot more about wealth management and 401k administration. I think SoFi's got a lot of good things happening, a lot of good things. So let's check on it. Where is SoFi right now? Now we're going red again. We are going red again. As I look over, we're going red. So the Dow is almost down 200 points. The S&P is flip red, down 15 points. The NASDAQ is down 74 points. Make it a little bigger for everybody. So, not as bad as it was earlier. Definitely not as bad. All right, let's see what the trending news is. So we covered that Iran and Oman are drafting a protocol for this. We covered that. Let's see. Interesting. Mizuho says that Tanner is correct that the Micron dip should be bought. Interesting. Tesla full. I did not see this yet. Tesla falls short. Delivered 358,000 vehicles. Okay. I don't follow Tesla as closely as I did. I'll have to run these numbers and get back to everybody on that. That's definitely why they're falling. So I did discuss this. The Blue Owl Capital curbs redemptions. That's not good for private credit. Zoom showing impressive progress. Okay, great. Zoom. So I want to discuss something very important with everybody. And I do not want to freak anybody out, okay? But this is a reality that we have to talk about with investing. And it may not be good for the economy. And I don't know that people are really discussing this yet. But Oracle just did something that I've been saying is going to happen. And I didn't say it was going to happen with Oracle, but I did say that this is one of the downfalls of AI. And I am still drinking my coffee. So we knew that they sent an email out and did a layoff, but now the actual numbers are coming out, okay? The data suggests that around 18% of the workforce, roughly 30,000 people, could be affected. And reports are saying that it is safe to assume the vast majority played an important role in the company's operations. Oracle had approximately, they actually have all right, so I'll go to that in a sec. Oracle had approximately 162,000 full-time employees. 58,000 were in the US, 104,000 internationally. I mean, 30,000 is a lot of freaking people on a 162,000 company. Now, check this out, which I believe, I don't know who was nice enough to put this together, but they were nice enough to throw it in the Seeking Alpha press release that just came out. We know that Oracle has been expanding CapEx tremendously, okay? We know that they believe their future lives and dies with AI. I cannot confirm what I'm about to say, but I did read something that Oracle basically told everybody to start using AI 6 months ago. And it seems like that it got so good that they were able to get rid of 30,000 jobs. Now, I have been saying for a while, this is going to be one of the big ramifications of AI. And I do not believe people are really looking at it as what is going to happen to these headcounts. I saw it firsthand with cloud computing, okay? And for those of you, I don't know where everybody works, but larger companies, when you go through a technological change and advancement, one of the things that happens is a riff. When we went to a true ERP system, our headcount reduced in HR and finance. When I started there to where it is today, 50% less headcount in finance. I can't tell you the exact number in HR because I really don't know off the top of my head. But I do think that this, over the next several years, is going to be so transformational that these companies that have hundreds of thousands of employees are going to figure out ways to automate the most repeatable processes and eliminate layers of management, eliminate layers of workers. So I don't think that this is going to be the last time we hear about this. We know Morgan Stanley was doing a RIF. We know other companies have been doing them. Meta has been very open about this. Zuckerberg said last year, I think it was Q2 earnings that he said, it may have been Q3, that, no, I think it was to Q2 actually, that he didn't give a number, but he said most of the entry to mid-level engineers will be replaced by AI over the next 12 to 18 months. We've heard Jensen say that Meta is one of the most amazing users of AI. I think that this is just going to continue to happen with these companies. You got companies like JP Morgan Chase that have 350,000 plus employees. In my mind, they're going to make a tremendous investment in AI and be able to automate a lot of things. I mean, the whole Oracle news is scary for me. And I think that it's great for shareholders, but it could lead to hardships in the economy. And I don't want to see unemployment go up. And it is the cost of doing business. It's the cost of technology advancing. I get it. But there's got to be a freaking balance here. So I don't know. It's big news for Oracle. Now, I do think Oracle is an interesting stock play here. So let's bring up their forward estimates. Because I've been thinking about starting a position here. I really have. I'm a little torn about it because I think it can still go down a little bit. But may not be a bad time at 145. So have the numbers changed? Yeah, not a lot of growth next year. Tremendous growth the next 2 years if you believe what the analysts are saying. And it's incredibly cheap right now. I mean, they're about to close out this fiscal year when they report, and they're trading at basically 20 times this fiscal year. You got a lot of growth over the next 2 years. And then we do have 9 analysts here saying May 2029 fiscal year, trading at less than 10 times earnings. That's a good amount of analysts going that far out. Now, revenue is expected to explode. So next year, and this just shows you how capital intensive this build out is, that their EPS is only expected to grow by 7%, yet revenue is going to grow 31% next year. And then we get 34 analysts saying that we're going to get over 45% revenue growth in 2028. With this big of a layoff, 30,000 people, I'm probably just going to have to do a whole dedicated deep dive on this. For 30,000 people to leave now, I can't believe that this is going to be the last layoff that they do. When I see these types of numbers and this type of growth, they can absolutely get a bid in a year or two, especially if they start really paying down debt. So this is really interesting. Oracle's something that's been on the watch list. After this news, I don't hate it under 150. I'd love it even more at freaking 125, but I don't hate it under 150 at all. Steve unemployed? No, Steve is not unemployed. Very funny. I am reading the chat. I am reading it. All right. What else do we got going on? Where are we today? Adobe flat. AMD is still up. That's good. Amazon flat, but it's back to almost 210. I think Amazon's really good here. Broadcom down. BM&R down. Salesforce can't catch anything. CrowdStrike and CoreWeave are up. Cisco is up. Chevron is back up. Meta's trying to make a comeback. Microsoft 370, I think, is a gift. Really do. Long term, NVIDIA is still up. That's very good. That rebounded like that. Can I look at Pega? I have no idea what Pega is. I could look at it at some point. FTNT, Fortinet, I really like them. SoFi going green. SoFi is going green, everybody. It's going green. When Amit drinks his coffee, the market pumps. Can Steve drink some coffee and see if we get the same results? Sure. Sure. Drinking coffee. What are we selling puts on? I have no idea. Am I slippery when wet? The real question is that Bon Jovi's best album? That's the real question. Let's see where we got commodities at, and that did not. Oh, all right, that's not good, everybody. Crude 111. This is spiking like crazy. Crazy. Well, you would think the news out of the Middle East would have made oil prices come down a little bit. But look, here's the reality of what we heard last night. But before I get into that, let's go to friend of basis points is on CNBC right now. So hold on. I don't know why it's coming in grainy. Give me a sec. I'm reloading CNBC. Give me one sec. Oh, come on. I swear to God, I have incredibly fast internet. I don't know why the hell it's doing this. Maybe they're doing work in the area. I do not know why Oman would be partnering up with Iran. I want a solution is what I want, okay? That's what I want is a damn solution to the Middle East. Nobody wants to hold on a 3-day week. I want to hold on I'm holding everything on a 3-day weekend, all right? I'm not exiting anything. I mean, call a spade, right? Let me know in the chat. Are you a long-term investor or are you a trader / scalper? Because I think that there is a big difference in the mindset about going into holiday weekends. I have no problem holding at all. I love seeing that everybody's long term. I love seeing that. Yeah, the 3-day weekends just don't bother me at all. June, what's going on? And I don't hate on anybody. I mean, if you're able to scalp, if you're able to make money in the market by trading, more power to you. I think that's incredible. But it's not something that I've ever really attempted to be good at. It's not for me. But I'm not buying that whole issue that nobody wants to hold over the weekend. I hold all the time. All the time. Oh, thank you so much. You read the article on IBM. I truly. All right, Uzi, we got to talk. I saw a picture that you put on X, okay? The amount of Zin that you had on your desk was crazy, sir. Absolutely crazy. I was shocked. I mean, Uzi's not getting in trouble. I'm just saying that was a lot of Zin. There's like 5 canisters of Zin on his desk. You may have wanted to put that away before. I agree with you, sir. I agree. PB, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. He may look. If there's one thing about Trump, he's unpredictable. If there's another thing about Trump, he wants the market to be up and the oil prices to be down. He cannot be happy right now. WTI/crude is up $11 a barrel right now. He cannot be happy. 90% spike year to date. I mean, who the hell is happy about that? Nobody. Nobody. I don't even know what to say about it. It's I keep looking at the commodity market. This is freaking crazy. All the oil and commodity traders right now are having a field day. They're having a field day. All right, they're discussing crude. Hold on.
As a potentiality over the next 3 days. That's where I am. I'm sorry to be negative.
Well, I
just want to ask: Is it possible that spike in crude that we see today, if there is no ground force invasion over the weekend, gets erased? And maybe we already are pre-panicking into an event that may not happen.
That's the risk. That could happen. That's how I frame it at the top. That's why it is very dangerous potentially to get too negative.
I hear you, Scott.
You're a headline away from a market rip.
Here's where I did. By the way, I agree. It is dangerous to be too negative. I'm not comfortable being where I am.
But your middle name is Danger.
I don't think it's one headline, though. That's what, when we talk about the fog of war, this is not Trump saying I'm going to pause reciprocal tariffs just in honor of the 1-year anniversary of when he started that. This is not just up to him. There are a lot of more forces at play. There are also the secondary effects that we've talked about, but things like helium shortage and what that can mean semiconductor supplies and prices, which goes into those data centers. There's fertilizer issues that will have effects in the spring and summer on crop yields and food prices. So unfortunately, I'd like you to be right, Scott, when you say, hey, it's a headline away. I just think it's more than a headline to turn this thing around.
I guess that's why you made a move in your portfolio that frankly surprised me when I saw it. And I said to our executive,
what do we think the move that Farmer Jim made was? Anybody want to guess? I don't think he sold energy. I can tell you that much. I don't know. Rusty, thank you so much. Long live Zim Patches, go Uzi. Love that. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what Farmer Jim did. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
The producer's like, really? Like he's selling that because he's worried about gas prices? It's on holdings, a stock you love, and you're selling it? Yeah. You're not even just trimming it. You're selling out of it. And the reason you gave to our production team is because you're worried about gas prices, so you're selling this name?
You phrase that in a way that seems a little bit incredulous, but to me it makes perfect sense, right? If you've got a consumer that is now a month into higher gas prices and maybe it's finally getting worn out a little bit,
we'll come back. I did not think On Holdings was the one that he was going to be selling. Though it would have been bigger news than that. I mean, why? Because input prices are going up. I mean, I get that, but this can change at any given time. Any given time. Like he said, we are a headline away from the market ripping. Great question. I'm going to answer that right now for you. Why is QQQI better than JEPQ? I don't know if it is or it isn't. The numbers suggest that it is. So the way that they work, JEPQ invests 80% of its assets throughout the NASDAQ 100, the other 20% in exchange-linked notes, whereas QQQI buys the underlying holdings of the NASDAQ. They rate call options to generate premium. They retain a portion of that premium and buy out of the money calls in case the market goes up while paying out a very large distribution. Personally, I like QQQI better. JEPQ, the last time I looked at it, was not doing as well on a total return basis. Now, GPIQ at one point was outperforming both of them. And that's Goldman Sachs' tactical covered call ETF that they have. I actually own all three. I like all three. I just happen to like QQQI the best. Now, Philip Morris, Uzi, you better be a shareholder considering you support their products so much. But yes, Philip Morris owns Zyn. That is absolutely 100% correct. Altria Group has a different one. I don't remember what the name of it is. And British American Tobacco has one too that's pretty popular. I mean, you should have got in 2 years ago. Philip Morris has been on a tear, an absolute tear. Now, let's look at Nike. I know that they reported the other day. What's Nike doing the past week? Oh, my God. Look at this. They must have missed earnings or something. Holy cow. 15% in a week. At what point does Nike become something that we really get interested in? I don't know if I'm going to. I'm definitely interested in looking. I mean, I know that there can be a lot of disruption in this, but at some point, I got to think Nike can turn around or at least pop a little bit. Nike isn't cool anymore. Okay. See what the analysts think. The analysts think there's a lot of freaking growth, but that's probably because that this year it was so freaking bad. I mean, I guess it's pretty easy to grow 30% when you're down 30%. That just means you're flat over 2 years. Not a lot of revenue growth. Yeah. Yep. I'd rather buy freaking Micron under a 10 PE than Nike at this point. And you know what I've been thinking about? As much as I don't like the company, I've been thinking about Disney. And the reason I've been thinking about Disney is with all the AI stuff happening. Let's see where Disney's at. Experiences are not going to get disrupted. People are still going to want to take their kids to Disneyland or Disney World. They're still going to sell, well, I guess Hasbro or Mattel is still going to sell toys, and Disney will get the licensing fees. Disney could be interesting. 14.5 times earnings. They actually got double-digit EPS growth. Not much top-line growth. Is there free? So what's their market cap? 171 billion. Somebody remember that. 171 billion. Was that like 7.1 billion in free cash flow? Like 23 times free cash flow. Not horrible. Not great, but not horrible. Yeah, you got Disney streaming, which I think is going to be fine. I don't know. Disney's something that's on my watch list. I am starting to think about names that won't get disrupted and is likely to be enhanced by AI. Disney's media division may really expand margin because they're able to incorporate AI into production. So that's definitely something interesting there. Chels, you know I like Netflix now. I'm not a buyer, but I said the best thing that would happen to them is not getting the Warner Brothers sale. And what's happened to Netflix? It's gone up. Let's bring it up for Chels. Netflix. Almost 100. Look at that. They didn't get the deal, and it's ran from 76 to 97 in a month and a half, 2 months. And you gotta like that. Back in positive territory on a year-to-date basis. I happen to think Netflix is a company that I should have got in. I should have got in. I had a feeling they weren't getting the deal. I had a feeling that Paramount would be acquiring Warner Brothers, and I think Paramount's paying too much for them. I really do. I think the best thing to happen to Netflix was not getting them. Palantir is cheap. I need to buy. I'm still a shareholder of Palantir, everybody. I'm still a shareholder. I do agree. I actually like Palantir a lot. They're growing into the valuation also. That's something else that's very important. The Palantir is growing into the valuation. I don't think that things are as crazy as they were. Palantir can also put up exponential growth over the next several years. I didn't say it's cheap. I said it's growing into the valuation, is what I said. And I've been saying it for a while that I don't believe that Palantir needs to decline under 100. I think it's an incredible company. And with everything going on overseas, I wouldn't be surprised if they get even more government contracts. I just wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. Amit would be proud. I mean, how about this? I'm more proud of him with what he's done with the meetups and everything. I strongly suggest if you have the opportunity to go to one of the meetups, it's an incredible time. So it's well worth it. It's a great way to spend a Saturday. I do own Altria. I never recommend doing anything. All I can tell you is I own it. I'm not selling it. I've been compounding that dividend, and I was very bullish when it was under 40. I haven't bought it in a while, so but I do like it. The next meetup is in Chicago. I think it's May 8th. I believe the next one is May 8th. I could be wrong, but when is the last time we saw Steve's window on the street? The window's still there. I just rearranged the room a little bit. I like Broadcom a lot. I'm a big fan of Broadcom. I don't own it. I own too much NVIDIA. I just haven't ventured down the Broadcom buying spree. It could happen. I may be going to Europe. I am legal. I do have a passport. I may be going to London with everybody. We'll see what happens. Let's see. NVDW. I haven't looked into it. I happen to like Dell. I need to do more on it. I don't know what Planet Labs is. I saw your comment. I really need to look into them on my own time. And yeah, they're up 900% in a year. I have no idea what they do. Nintendo, yeah, you can invest directly into Pokemon 100%. 100%. If you look at Hasbro, they own Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is their largest cash generator. It's an incredible business. Zyn is life. I've never had one. I'll never have one. Oh, Rusty. Thank you so much. I hate it also when people bug me at work. I get it. It's part of working. Part of working. All right. I sold PL at $3 years ago. You know what? Don't feel bad. I sold AMD at $3.67. So welcome to the club of stupid mistakes. Welcome to the club. Oh, Chels, thank you so much. So for the May meetup in Chicago, May 9th, I was close saying May 8th. I knew it was sometime early May. I will be there. Amit will be there. Chels will be there. Not sure who else is going. I think there's a bunch of people going. I think Irwin's going to go. So we'll see. I'm not going to Singapore. I'm not going to get on a plane for 16 hours. I'm not going to Singapore, but I am probably going to go to London. We'll see. I just didn't go last year to Chicago. I'm going this year. Matt's going to be on a work trip. Matt's not coming to Chicago, but he will be he's going to Singapore, supposedly. He's going to go to Austin, I believe. I know Hollis will be in Austin, Michelle and Ray. There's going to be a lot of people at the Austin one. Michelle's here. What's going on, Michelle? Oh, nice. June's going to Chicago also. Very cool. And check this out. My first meetup was in Miami, and I went alone. I had a great time, met some great people. I mean, a lot of people go to it alone and make really good friends. It's a great time. And I'm not just saying that because I know a lot of people that go and whatnot. It's truly fun meeting people and having in-person conversations about stocks and fleshing out ideas. It's just a really cool event. Oh, Michelle's showing off driving home with FSD. So she's having her AI chauffeur drive her home. Uzi looks like he went to the Miami meetup. Nice. Very nice. Oh, all right. We're going to go back to CNBC for a moment. They are going back about private credit, which I was discussing before.
It appears the holders think they could. We don't know what the fallout is for publicly traded banks, especially of the capital markets and Wall Street variety. The third vector of this is the financial. Our viewers are people that probably have wealth managers. They manage a lot of their own money, whatever the case may be. Is there opportunity here? Is the panic overdone? What should they think about their own holdings in private credit? Why were they put into these funds in the first place? Does it still make sense? If they were recommended private credit fund in 2024, 2025, should they be on this redemption waiting list or not? I'd love to hear what you guys think.
I think we were expecting to have a financial crisis in 2023, right, with Silicon Valley Bank, but the FDIC stepped in and made sure that didn't go as bad as we thought it could. There's no FDIC coming to the rescue here. So I think that is going to play a meaningful role here. And I think it is reasonable that people are saying, I don't want to be in these things to see exactly where the bottom is and how the story plays out, just in case, because there is no safety net here. And so I think it's reasonable for people to want their money back and want these redemptions. I think the challenge is, to a point that I think I heard one of you guys make on a previous show, the funds are operating the way they're expected to, right? Putting up these gates at 5% is actually contractually how they're supposed to function. It's just that the retail investor that's not used to this space maybe was sold into this particular type of vehicle and doesn't understand that a gate.
Do you think that's the fundamental problem that
I'm not agreeing with everything there. I mean, look, you can't just go buy into one of these funds. You can go buy the companies, but you can't just go buy into some of these funds. A lot of these funds have for those of you that are not, I'm not doing anything. I get offered a lot of stuff. The last one I was offered was from KKR, and the minimum investment was $50K. And I forget the name of the fund, but they said it was being floated to me as 12 to 15% annualized returns. And the whole point, and this is my opinion, of getting into a private equity fund is getting access to stuff you can't get access to in the public markets. But These are illiquid assets. There is no sell button on them. They have to go find a buyer to get out of them. So I'm not agreeing with what they're saying right now, only because these funds, you know that there's a gate. I mean, people should not be throwing money in to these thinking that they can just pull it out in a week or two. I mean, when a crunch comes, a lot of these companies, you have to find a buyer. You can't just sell them. So I don't know. I'm a little shocked that so many people are just running to the gates right now. And I'm not, I was looking at Blue Owl, but I'm staying away from that. I'm staying away from all those. I still own the BDCs of them, but I'm staying away from the actual parent companies. We'll see. Whose burgers are good? I love a good burger spot. Love a good burger spot. Oh, Chef Mike, what is going on? Chef Mike, are you going to be at any of the meetups when in the future? We got Chicago, Austin, and Miami. Pretty sure you're going to be at the Miami one. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. We will be doing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:30. And then maybe we throw some more in 11:30. 11:30 may be the new time that we start doing a live streams. So we'll see. Okay, Chels, you know what you got to do. I don't know how much time we're going to have in Chicago, but definitely pizza, maybe this. Did I go to In-N-Out? I did not go to In-N-Out. I failed. I did not go to In-N-Out. I did not go to Dutch Brothers. We went to Venice Beach. And when Chris and I got in, we were so hungry that we freaking went to Five Guys because it was right there. You know, Hollis, I'm with you. That sounds like a good idea. May 1st to 7th, eat very healthy. We got to get prepared. I'm ready. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. Charles, I'm going to do the same thing, I believe. I'm coming in Friday, leaving Sunday. All right, the markets are red. 200 points down on the Dow. The S&P's down 20. The Nasdaq's down 78. NVIDIA is holding up, though. NVIDIA is holding up. Looks like I may listen. I'm not gonna jinx myself, but some people thought I may have been crazy buying at 167.50. I'm happy about this, everybody. Oracle's holding 145. Palo Alto, very interesting. PDI 1740. I'll take that all day. This is, 15% distribution yield. Maybe I should get some more. I think that this is one of my favorite debt funds, if you're into that type of thing. Microsoft turned green. Look at that. Nebius, all right, 106.50. What worries me is that they got to issue more shares, most likely. QXO down. They just made another acquisition, which is going to be freaking very transformational, I believe. Space Mob holding up. Look at that. Well, I agree. I want SoFi to go up also, but we want SoFi to go up for the right reasons. Business banking came out today. It was huge. I wonder if it's even in the freaking news for them. It's not. How dare they? Why is this not in the news feed for them? That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I do think that's going to be transformational for SoFi. Let's see. Did you hear Amit is pro? All right. I guess so. I doubt it, but okay. ASTS. Yeah, I know ASTS is doing really well. I know. There's a lot of people that are getting interested in it. Yeah, I'm thinking about grabbing more QXO. I think for the long term, especially if this situation gets sorted out, you get oil prices back down under 70. We have a non-inflation scare. I think QXO can, oh boy. I'm going to shut up right now.
SpaceX could be the first time we see it work the other way, an issuer engineering a retail base into the deal from the top down. Now, Musk wants his following in this stock for good reason, not just because they will buy, but because they will stay and plausibly vote the way that he wants. He saw this at Tesla, where retail owns about 30%. They backed his $56 billion pay package after a court struck it down, and then approved a new one worth up to $1 trillion. Now, Musk is trying to build this shareholder base from the jump, and if it works, Scott, it could become the playbook for OpenAI and Anthropic's expected listings and the biggest IPOs of a generation. They would have been priced on retail faith and loyalty, and that is a really interesting proposition, not just for retail investors, but for institutional investors to watch too.
Make really good points, Dee. Thank you. Georgia Bosa, what do you guys think about this? I mean, you can understand.
Oh boy.
Why, I mean, there's also a different quality about Musk.
All right, what does everybody think they're going to say right now? This is something that I'm so interested in, is I think that this SpaceX IPO is freaking ridiculous at the valuation. I'm very happy that they're going public. I'm very happy that they're giving access to their shares to retail. But this 1.75 trillion valuation is insanity to me. So what does everybody think before I hit play and we hear what they have to say? Carlos, I think you're right. I do think give it 6 months. Jake, why do you love that it triggers me? Yeah, it's a 6-month lockup period. I'm with you. 200-300 billion, you wouldn't get me complaining. I agree. You know what, Jake? Mr. Jake Rizzo, I am happy that I can entertain you. And yes, this does annoy the shit out of me. I don't know. It just does. I think it's crazy. All right, let's see what they say.
Compared to the leadership of either Open or Anthropic, just based on who Elon is, and the kind of, gosh, almost Pied Piper-like status he can have with the retail cohort.
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, he just believes the retail owner is going to be a sticky-handed owner and stick with him. You know, I'm thinking about
in both ownership and voting.
Yes.
Two key things.
Yeah, absolutely true. Thank you for bringing that point up. But, you know, at the same time, I'm thinking about all those Twitter or X fights he's gotten into with institutional shareholders or analysts over the years when they cross him as he's perceived. Remember, not that long ago, I forget what it was. Dan Ives said something, and, you know, Elon Musk says, "Shut up, Dan," something like that. Like, I think Elon doesn't want to actually be engaged in those sort of Twitter fights. He wants to be engaged in discussions with sticky-handed retail investors who believe in him, who frankly love him, and you can see that from Tesla's valuation.
But that's what I'm saying with the voting on the $1 trillion pay package.
It'll be reflected.
That's the loyalty that I think we're potentially talking about. I actually
think there'll be multiple share classes, and I doubt any investor, whether they're institutional or retail, will have any say whatsoever. They're not going to make the same mistake with who they're giving access to decision making. And if you actually look at the Silicon Valley giant companies, they were way ahead of Elon in this. Alphabet did this. Facebook did this before it became Meta.
I do agree with Josh right there. Elon would be crazy not to have founder shares. He would be crazy not to protect himself this time around. I can completely see that. I don't know why he wouldn't do that.
They made sure that if you were investing in these companies, you were investing in what the ownership and leadership and visionary founder CEOs felt would be the right course. Nobody wants to replay the thing where Carl Icahn goes up against Mark Andreessen over the soul of eBay.
But I think
nobody in tech land wants to watch that happen again.
I think investors learn institutional investors learn their lesson with those. I think especially with Mark Zuckerberg going all in on the metaverse, and he could basically do whatever he wanted.
Right.
And that's part of the reason Elon needs the retail investor class, because they are more willing to vote their proxy over to him basically and allow him to kind of.
All right, let's look at this real quick. Out of these companies on the screen, what would you rather, what's your number one out of all these? What would you buy, not knowing the valuations, because obviously we don't have any of the numbers. When I look at this, it's still Anthropic or OpenAI. It's one of the two. I'm leaning toward Anthropic. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the community is all. I mean, we got very minimum. We got one SpaceX. Everybody's saying Anthropic. Yeah. I just can't believe SpaceX is going to get away with a $1.75 trillion freaking behemoth of an IPO. I mean, it's making my brain hurt. It is truly, I feel like Tevis. It's making my brain hurt that this is that big of a valuation.
To do whatever he wants to do.
If I were him, I would do the same thing. I think he doesn't want to be distracted with the establishment and ICI and all these committees. I think he wants to focus on the tech and not have disputes over board members.
All right, let's get the headlines now from Angelica Peebles. Hi there.
Hey, Scott. South Korea's president is warning citizens to, quote, save every drop of fuel as the war in Iran continues.
Right.
The president noted that the current crisis is not a passing shower, but rather a massive storm whose duration is.
Well, that's not good. Let's see where the commodity markets are. All right, we're still 111. Not a lot of confidence right now. 2 to 3 weeks of continued war overseas is just not what we want. Brent is 107. I mean, it's crazy that WTI is more than Brent right now. So, all right, what am I thinking about? I am thinking that I am adding Microsoft. I do think, look, it's not even bad right now. The S&P, okay? Really think about this, everybody. The S&P is down 4.2% year to date, and everybody's freaking out. I'm sorry, but this is the game you play when you're in individual stocks. And does it suck that it's in a downturn? Yeah, but it's a healthy market. I'd rather the market not be down for these reasons, because obviously war is horrible. We don't want loss of life. We don't want any of that. But things could get a lot worse. I am hoping that the next 2 to 3 weeks go by so quickly, because if this is the amount of pain people are feeling now with S&P down less than 5%, I mean, imagine what people would be like if we went down 15, 20%. I mean, this is nothing compared to Liberation Day. We actually hit a bear market in Liberation Day. I mean, we went from 609 on the SPY under 500. I mean, We're really not doing that bad, everybody. We're really not that bad. 2022 was brutal. I almost had to get a job. Very funny, Jake. Very funny. Look, I'm a constant buyer, okay? So every 2 weeks I'm buying the S&P. I'm a constant buyer, and I can't tell you what's a good level or a bad level right now. What I can tell you is that over time, if you look at the past decade, every dip has been bought, every dip has been filled, and every dip has rebounded. Some have taken longer than others. You go back to the late 90s, it's the same thing. I mean, I can't tell you if now is the bottom. I can't tell you if now is a good time. What I can tell you is over a long-term period, the markets go up. Earnings expand. Companies become more profitable and they generate more revenue. But we could keep going down. Oil could go to 150. Oil could also go back to 65. Nobody knows. It's going to depend what happens over the next week or two. So for me, I can tell you the strategy that works for me is to just keep buying. I mean, look, the easiest way, if you are a forced buyer in an S&P in a 401k, just keep buying an S&P index fund or buy a total market fund. I happen to like the S&P better, but both work. Over time, you're going to get a great blended average. So for those holding VG, I can't tell you if I would sell or not. I mean, I'm not selling. I have it. Yeah, I mean, listen, look what Hollis said. This will prepare people for the bigger downturn we will eventually have, but AI will make so many businesses grow long term, and in 10 years, S&P will be doubled. Yeah, I agree. The S&P may even double sooner than 10 years. I mean, the reality is we will have more bear markets, everybody. You know, I think so many people, and this is something that blows my mind about how segmented people get. And a lot of people say I'm over diversified. A lot of people like to say that I invest in too many stocks, but diversification and buying an S&P 500 index fund is the greatest diversification, in my opinion. 500 biggest companies in the US. But when you're concentrating to just Palantir and Hood, you really felt it. Hood's down what, 50%? Palantir's down 35%. I mean, yeah, incredible runs, but if you were looking at like, oh my God, just another year of this, I'm gonna be golden, and then it takes a plunge. The reality is it could take years for it to get back. We all know what happened to Cisco. Okay. And I'm not saying these companies are Cisco, but great companies have gotten into ruts. We all saw what happened to IBM. Every company's been there. Yeah, Hood got to 150, down over 50%. I mean, and keep in mind, a lot of people probably bought a lot of these companies very cheap, and they're still sitting on massive gains. They're just not the gains that you're used to seeing. I think there's a big problem with expectations, and this is not even a bad market. Like, we're down less than 10%. I don't consider anything less than 10% a correction. 10% is correction territory, 20% is bear market territory. We're nowhere near a bear market, okay? Nowhere near it. Look, diversification, every person who's done really, really, really well, and what I mean really well, I'm talking about Elon, Zuckerberg, Bezos, hyper-focused all in on something. Most of us, diversification is the only free lunch. It's protection. Now, when I talk about diversification, sure, I'm diversified outside the S&P, but I have probably 40% of my invested assets in the S&P. maybe 50%. I just look at it as a hedge against myself. And I'm a forced buyer once again. Listen, I'm a big fan of cash. I do not believe cash is trash at all. Do you fear that an oil shortage may cause a recession? No. I fear that layoffs is going to cause a recession and AI is going to cause a recession. I think that the oil situation is going to be cleared up in the next month. I think that the probability of a recession is increasing. I think the news out of Oracle is very damaging because I think more companies are going to do that. Oh, we're starting to rebound, everybody. Look at this. We are starting to rebound. The Dow is only down 100 now. S&P is trying to go green again. The NASDAQ trying to go green again. I like it. I like it. And like I said, last night could have been a lot worse. That was the first thing I said to Amit when he asked me what I thought of the speech. I thought it could have been a lot worse. All right, let's check if I'm seeing that headline. I'm not seeing that. Where are you seeing that Trump threatens further destruction? I do agree that once they say that this is over, things will get back. Oil is going to be the real indicator. Remember, oil touches everything. Let's see where CME Group has everything. Let's see if anything's changed since last night. They're pretty good at keeping everything up to date. So, end of this year. Yeah, this is not horrible, everybody. Remember, this was a week ago. It was a 35% chance of a rate hike. Now it's less than 1%. Things have changed dramatically in a week. We are back to potentially getting cuts. And don't forget, we do have a new Fed chair coming. Biggest bridge in Iran comes tumbling down, never to be used again. Much more to follow. It's time for Iran to make a deal before it's too late. Oh, that's great. Yep. You are correct, sir. Unbelievable. It is time for Iran to make a deal before it is too late and there is nothing left of what could still become a great country. Well, thanks, I'm beneficial. Thanks, June. Well, we did say that we got two to three more weeks last night. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So the SoFi news was big business banking, which is great. Very bullish. The IPO news was SpaceX. And we just got more footage out of Iran, unfortunately. Not what you really want to see, but, you know, it's going to take a while. All right. So I'm going to go for another 10 minutes. Just start asking your questions. I'll answer whatever I can in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, look, I wasn't happy with what they said last night, but it is what it said what he said. What's my go-to sandwich? Oh my God. Probably Cajun chicken, peppers and onions, mozzarella on a wrap, something like that. I have not looked at Elf in a while. I probably should. Zeta, I'm very bullish on. I am very bullish on Zeta, and I will be doing another article on Zeta soon. I have not had the new Chick-fil-A, no. MOD, I will look at them at some point, yes. Yeah, that's an interesting aspect. The market to be closed for 3 days. So if a ground invasion is going to happen, tonight would be the night to do it. So we'll see. It's going to be incredible. Oh my God, Michelle. Michelle, you're killing me. What type of milkshake? What type of milkshake? Let me guess. Strawberry. Planet Labs. No, I have no thoughts on them. I know Brown's in it. A couple of people have been saying it. I have no thoughts on it. Ray's here. What's going on? A Ray type of milkshake. Strawberry. Oh, chocolate, whipped cream, no cherry for Michelle. Ray shake. Oh, look at this. I had blueberry drinkable yogurt this morning. That's amazing. Good job. I agree. It is hard to choose between vanilla and cookies and cream. Both great flavors. All right. The market is starting to stumble again. The Dow is down 138. Trump's not dropping a nuke. Come on. That's not happening. I'm eating cleaner. I'm going to start hitting the gym soon. Baby steps, baby steps. I mean, I don't know what looks on sale to everybody else, but I really like Microsoft here. It's not original. It's down a lot. I really like it. Do I ever sell? Sometimes, but not often. Yeah, he's not dropping a nuke, everyone. Come on. I highly doubt it. Like, I really highly doubt it. Odds of a recession. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. A recession is imminent. It's just, is it happening in 2 quarters? Is it happening in 2 years, 5 years? I mean, there will be another recession. I couldn't tell you when it's going to come. Right now, the economic data does not look like that we are going to get a recession. Burry didn't. No, I'm not. I'm not on Burry's distribution list. What can I say? Palantir turned green. Palantir is up $1 now. Palantir turned green. Tesla's down 4%. Zeta turned green. Nebius is still green. Look at that. I don't know if there's going to be a meetup in AC. We will see. There could be. There could be. All right. WTI is falling a little bit. It's under 111. It's 110 right now. Yeah, Iran got the bridge bombed. Not good. Not good at all. So, look, I'm going to leave everybody with this. I don't think that the market is in a bad place. I truly think we are going to get through this. You cannot control macroeconomic or geopolitical tensions. You just can't control it. And the best advice that I could give anybody is to buy high quality assets. Now, for me, I do believe in the S&P, but I want companies that have a high percentage chance of growing revenue and growing profitability. I also like companies that are buying back shares. This may feel like a very dark time to a lot of people, and I get it. Individual stocks are down. There's a lot of uncertainty. Oil is up. The reality of the situation is if oil stays where it is here, okay, rate cuts are off the table. We'll likely get a hike. Inflation will likely come, and we may see a recession. Oracle's news was not bullish for the labor force. I think more companies are going to follow that. Rusty, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But even if we get more layoffs like I think we're going to get, we've been through all these roads before. We've been through recessions. We've been through layoffs. We've been through a pandemic that shut down the country. And the way that I frame everything is this situation worse than the pandemic? And when I say that, look, I lived in a state that shut pretty much everything down, okay? We're not doing that right now. So is this worse than the pandemic? No. Is this worse than 08? No. Is this worse than the dot-com bubble? No. So I think you just got to stick through it and it'll be fine. So I don't sell cover calls on everything. I sell it on some things, but not everything. It depends. It's got to make sense. The numbers have to make sense. But look, the reality is if you're buying index funds, if you're buying high quality assets, likely you're going to do well over time. So I'm really not worried about any of this stuff. Short-term pain, long-term gain. Look, I'm still deploying capital, and I made 2 public posts about NVIDIA. The first one I bought more for the past 2 weeks. I bought another 100 shares 2 weeks ago at 172.50, and I bought another 100 shares on Friday at 167.50. And both are doing okay. I think NVIDIA was oversold. I think that the numbers do not make sense. I mean, I'll bring it up before I go, the numbers of where they're at, because I have not actually looked at the valuations today. But I don't think there's any higher quality assets than the Spectacular 6. I think we should dump Tesla out of the Mag 7 and call it the Spectacular 6, or add Taiwan Semi in and get rid of Tesla. I mean, Taiwan Semi is probably a better company to have in the Mag 7 than Tesla at this point. But when I look at these companies, all right, NVIDIA trading at 13 times forward is a gift, in my opinion. Meta, even though you have lawsuits, is trading at less than 20 times earnings. Microsoft, which is the next one I'm really going to start accumulating, over 30% EPS growth, 22 times this year, 16 times forward. I think that's inexpensive. These companies have moats you can't penetrate. No competitor can enter the ring and box with Microsoft except for Amazon and Alphabet. You don't have the cash flow. You don't have the technology. You just can't do it. So I'm not worried about these companies. Are they going to suck for the next couple months? Maybe. But long term, they'll be all right. Yeah, TSM could be very interesting. I do think TSM could be very, very, very interesting. I think it's a great company. And they're the number one fabricator of all the chips and components needed for AI. So if you believe in the AI revolution, you believe in technology expanding, TSM is going to have to do very well. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm buying more BM&R. I'm dollar cost averaging down. I think Ethereum is going to do well. It's just not doing well now. But I also don't buy anything for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year. I buy everything for a long term. So I'm really not worried about it. Can Intel become the new TSM? I don't know. I do not know. But thank you, everybody, for joining me. I will be going live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:30. 11:30 to 1, that area. I will be going live Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I will be going live some updates about that this weekend, tomorrow night, and I'll be streaming over the weekend. So there'll be some more announcements. I am definitely looking at doing a lot more things with the channel. So if you need something to listen to, hold on a sec. Have you seen the new Google AI Ultra 125 a month? I did look at it and I'm contemplating getting it. I have so many other things at the moment. I'll probably just get it to play with it. So if you need something to listen to, please spam Kit Kat for Tanner. Or no. We got to come up with something better. Sleepy Time. Spam Sleepy Time with Tanner. I think that will get him a little bit. So love that. Yeah, there'll be some big announcements coming. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Truly appreciate the support. It means the world to me. And we're going to be building the channel up. We're going to be doing a lot of things. And there may be another episode of Basis Points coming soon. So really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I will see everybody later tonight. I believe Amit and I will be live around 9 or 9:30. See everyone later. Have a good rest of the day. Hopefully the markets flip green.